Another day, another afternoon with the Literature Club. Time here has really started to become the high point of my day. I don't really see why not. While I was initially just excited to spend time with pretty girls, and I'd be lying if I said it wasn't still a factor. I've really come to enjoy my time with this group for more reasons than just that. For the first time, I feel like I belong to something, like I'm finally part of a group. I guess Sayori was right. I never thought or noticed it before, but getting out and being a part of something has been really nice. I gotta say, this room has started to feel more and more like a home away from home. Of course, it would feel more like a home if it had a video game system set up. Monika? Question mark? Can we? Please? I open up the door and step into the now familiar club room. Ladies, I have arrived. The party can start now. Wow! This is something unexpected. Greetings, Midas. Yuri is already sucked into a book. I notice that she has her copy of Portrait of Markov ready for our reading session later. Little by little, I feel like I'm getting to see more of Yuri's personality unfold the more time I spend with her. Almost like unfolding the pages of a book, which is pretty apt considering her love of reading. I look around, but I don't see Natsuki. I guess she hasn't gotten here yet. Or maybe she's too short. Natsuki has already opened up to me ever since we discovered we both enjoy manga. But did she open up to you specifically? I was kind of worried she hated me at first, but I'm starting to see another side of her as well. It's kind of nice to find a kindred spirit that understands the unusual part of me. I think everyone needs that. I really look forward to reading with both of them. And of course, being in the club has given me a lot of extra time with... Wait, what are we doing? It's quiet. Too quiet. I know what that means. I braced myself for inevitable impact. Midas! They bounce out of thin air and wraps her arms around me in one of her constrictor-like hugs. Sayori, hey, I missed you like a drowning man missed air. She releases me, taken aback just a little. Wow, Midas, that's really poetic. Spending time with the Literature Club has really expanded your artistic abilities. Okay. Well, I rub my bruised ribs. Right, what you know. So anyway, you want a snack? We could head over to the vending machine so we can get something. Nah, I'm all good. Really? You don't have any snacks for today, and I bet you're pretty hungry after a long day of school. Not really. Are you sure? Sayori, I've known you long enough to know when you are begging for food. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Elementary, my dear Sayori. I put on my brisk British detective voice. I guess I have to do the same. I propose the theory that you have already spent all of your money for today. That didn't sound very convincing. So you decided to have me accompany you to the vending machine, where you could, oh I don't know, conveniently forget your money? Thus, you would ask me to help you out. And I, being the gentlemanly type that I am, would surely assist you by giving you money. And in the end, you'd get a free snack. What do you have to say about that, Sayori? Well, that sounds all good, Mr. Detective, but do you have any proof? I really need one of those curved smoking pipes right about now. Well, there's an easy way to find out. Show us the contents of your coin purse. Yeah. Looks like I got her. Fine. You win. I take a bow. Game, set, and match. How do you know anyway? We're child and friends, Sayori. I would have picked up that by now. Like I said, I know you, Sayori. Besides, you're always hungry. Ooh. True, true. Yuri comments quietly from behind her book. Care to join in the conversation, Yuri? I was just... something in my book. I wasn't eavesdropping, I promise. Yuri! Midas is being a meanie. Tell him that if he was a real, true gentleman, he'd lend me some money. I really shouldn't get involved in this disagreement. Besides, if you have spent all your money, then you shouldn't ask for more. You should learn to be responsible with the amount you have. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like you did, your suffering is fair enough retribution, and you just confessed that you were eavesdropping. Kind of. Wow. Yuri got real take charge all of a sudden. Wow, Yuri. I didn't even think I ever heard you speak your mind like that before. It's a really neat side of you. Huh? Really? I didn't mean to speak out of turn or anything. I'm so sorry. My book and all. And just like that, Yuri is back to normal. You were right though, Yuri. I did something bad, and now I have to accept the revolution. Wait, we're wrong. Revelation. Retribution. And really, Sayori, you shouldn't be too hard on yourself. I think we can all get a little mischievous now and then, can't we? Half of me is thinking Yuri is thinking about something else, and the other half is, well, Shank. Yuri glances my way for a moment, smiling. Could she be... Well, don't give Sayori too much benefit of the doubt. She is pretty mischievous on a regular basis. She was pretty sneaky in the way she got me here. She had it all planned. She even had cupcakes ready for my arrival. Well, if you must know, I knew I could get you to come by just asking. But I really wanted some cupcakes, so I convinced Natsuki that she needed to make some in order to get you here. Oh? Sayori? How scandalous. See? She knows more than she lets on. Yikes. Out of nowhere, a cookie flies in like a missile and tags Sayori right between the eyes. Ow, ow, ow. Yay! Look, this cookie appeared out of nowhere! It's because I paid the restitution. We're still wrong. Oh wait, no, we're right. Retribution. Actually, restitution sort of works in this case. Oh great cookie gods! I thank you for this miracle cookie you have bestowed upon me. I got your cookie gods right here. I was just gonna give it to you, but then I heard a bit about how you tricked me into making cupcakes. So I figured you had that one coming. Natsuki, you heard a bit about the cupcakes? Every word. Not that I mind too much. I enjoy baking. Sayori unwraps her miracle cookie and takes a big bite. Natsuki's already unwrapped. Suddenly Sayori notices. Ooh! Yours is chocolate! I want a bite. Of course mine's chocolate. Why do you think I keep it? I already got you one. Eat that one! Oh, Natsuki, you're such a wonderful friend. Sayori steps behind Natsuki to deliver one of her patented vice grip bear hugs. My sides hurt in sympathy. Hey! Let go! Natsuki struggles in vain to get free. As she does, Sayori leans over and takes a big bite out of Natsuki's chocolate cookie. Hey! Sayori quickly retreats to the corner to enjoy her ill-gotten gains. Monika! You need to rein in your vice president. Monika? Wait, what was that phone call from last night? We all look around. In the commotion, none of us had noticed that Monika was absent. Strange, she's never been to the literature club late before. Where's Monika anyway? Good question. Have any of you heard anything about her being late today? Not me. Yeah, I haven't either. That's a bit unusual. I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She's probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. Eh? You don't think she has a... I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than you are all desirable. Yuri, you are all desirable. That's true. Excuse me? Suddenly the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. There you are. I don't mean to be late. I hope you guys aren't worried or anything. Eh? Monika chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Never mind that. What held you up anyway? Let's just say I've been thinking about the future. Why am I getting chills? Future? What kind of lame excuse is that, Monika? If you wanted to spend time with your boyfriend, you could have just told us. Boyfriend? Maybe it's my imagination, but I could have sworn Monika glanced in my direction for just a moment. Believe me, Natsuki, it's nothing like, oh, I know what's going on. You do, Sayori? Of course! Monika and her boyfriend are secretly engaged! No, Sayori. When she says she's planning for the future, that's because she's planning a wedding with her secret lover. Aren't we in high school? Isn't this depicted in high school? Oh, Monika, I'm so happy for you. How romantic, Monika. You simply must invite us all. Guys, there isn't going to be a wedding. How do you pronounce that? Elope? 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 You must be planning something else then. What a pity. Aww, maybe we could have a wedding reception in her honor. Sounds fun. I always wanted to try my hand at a wedding cake. Seriously, guys. No boyfriend, no wedding, no wedding cake. My situation isn't nearly as exciting as you all might make it out to be. There's just some things going on that I needed to take some time to deal with. I'm assuming that's the one where he had the call. Or at least I think it was a call, because there's no background and everything. You know, school stuff. Disappointment spreads across the girls' faces. Why would they even expect a wedding? One question. So no wedding cake then? I mean, Natsuki can bake a cake. It doesn't have to be a wedding cake. Nope. Like I said, very boring. The answer seems to satisfy everyone, save for Sayori, who quickly scoots over to Monika and whispers in her ear. Don't worry, Monika. No secret's safe with me. But it better be cute. Right. Thanks, Sayori. So anyway, I didn't miss anything, did I? Not really. I guess that's my cute as not reading. Another chapter portrait of Markov, another volume of Parfait Girls. I may be getting better at reading so much, but it still drains me a bit. I head to the nearest chair to sit down when Sayori intercepts me. Hey Midas, would you be interested in my mission? A mission? What's up, Sayori? I need to get some supplies from another classroom. Monika and I were discussing advertising for the festival and I need supplies to make some posters and stuff. Alright, I'll go with you. Yay! Monika, we need to go get supplies. We'll be back. We exit the club room and start looking for another open one. Sayori skips down the hall humming to herself as she checks each classroom door. I can't help but laugh a little to myself. She's like a kid sometimes, taking pleasure in the simplest of things. I can't lie, being around her so much lately has made me a bit happier. I mean, she's a bundle of sunshine. The chapter says it itself. Or, the video says it itself rather. So Sayori, what are our plans for the festival anyway? I'm not exactly sure what a literature club can do. That would be exciting. Well, we thought of that as well. So we decided to have a poetry reading. A poetry reading? That sounds dull. Oh no. Dull, actually. Oh, we're telling her. Dull, actually. Oh, Midas. It isn't about reading poetry. It's about reciting poetry. There's a big difference. Really? How so? Well, take this as an example. Sayori stops mid-skip and clears her throat. She's skipping through the hall. It's so cute. Between my feet, the last remaining flower beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moment between my fingers. But to what ends have I summoned this joy? For now when I look in every direction, the once prosperous field before me is but a barren wasteland. Like that. Wow. Did that really come from Sayori? You really sound different when you, recite poetry. Then I guess I'm doing it right. Ooh, this door is open. Are you ready for our mission, Agent Midas? Why, but of course. Agent Sayori. We both giggle a little as we head into the empty classroom. I know it's a bit silly, but I can't help myself around Sayori. Being around her brings back so many pleasant memories. I guess, as I got older, I shut myself more and more. But being with her again has brought back so many feelings that I had forgotten about. I wonder, why did that sound so relatable? Let's see. The art supplies will probably be in the closet. Luckily for the mission, the closet doors are unlocked. We rummage around inside it looking for whatever we can find. Ooh, here we are. Sayori produces one of those really big boxes of crayons. The kind with a little crayon sharpener built in. And the one where, I don't know about you guys, but as a kid I always liked poking the box. Yes! They're even the good kind! She begins to pull various crayons out to examine them, carefully checking them and putting them back in the box. Sayori, isn't there still some other stuff we need to get? Just a moment, I want to make sure my favorite colors are here. That box is big. Didn't you just say that? So, I'm pretty sure that's complete. She spends a moment taking crayon stock, until she seems sure she has what she needs. There, that should do it. Oh, I dropped one! Sayori bends over to pick up the rogue crayon when... Smack. Yeah! Sayori manages to hit her head on the shelf. The force of the blow is enough to send her reeling back, dropping her to her knees. Ow, 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 ow. Sayori! I rush to her side and attempt to investigate her wound. It hurts. Let me see. Move your hand. I gently brush her bangs aside. A large red welt is beginning to form where she hit her head. Yeah. Yikes, that's gonna leave a bruise. I wonder if there's an ice pack or something around here. I have an idea. Wait here. Sayori whimpers and nods a little. I head out to the hallway and find the nearest vending machine. The drinks are pretty cold coming out. We could probably use one as an impromptu ice pack. Let's see. Apple juice is Sayori's favorite. Not that it really matters. I find the apple juice and insert a few coins. When the juice comes out, I take it and head back to the classroom. Here, Sayori. You can use this. Ooh, apple juice. My favorite. She opens the cap and starts to take a drink. Sayori, that's for your head, not for your stomach. Right. Sayori places the cap and holds the drink up to her head. I mean, what are you gonna do about it when it's not that cold anymore? Just throw it? How did you manage to hit your head that hard? Good question. Just unlucky, I guess. This kinda reminds me when we were little kids. Oh? How so? When we were always so fearless. You wanted to climb on everything and try to get to the highest spot. And I tried so hard to keep up with you. But sometimes I just couldn't do that. And I wind up falling and getting hurt. And then I'd start crying. But you would always come back to me and help me up. You would try so hard to get me to stop crying, even though it wasn't your fault. You were always looking out for me. I can't help but smile. Well, of course. I couldn't leave my best friend behind now, could I? You're always thinking about other people. You know that, right? Not really. It's just you, really. You have... well... just have that effect on me. Sai shakes her head. No, that's not it at all. I've seen how you are with Yuri and Natsuki. You spend so much time with the both of them, reading what they like with them even though I know you aren't much of a reader. You're such good friends to them even though you haven't known them that long. You really are a sweetheart, Midas. Stop it, you. Why does hearing that from Sayori make me feel so... weird? Well, everything I learned from you, Sayori. Sayori smiles at that comment. I'm glad we're still friends after all these years, Midas. I'm glad nothing's changed between us. That statement makes me feel warm inside. Me too, Sayori. Me too. Do you think we'll be like this forever? Well, that's kind of an odd question. I don't know the answer to that, Sayori. Our lives are about to change so much, with what high school ending soon and college upcoming and all. Sayori looks up at me with a sort of sad expression on her face. Oh, I just don't know what I'd do without you, Midas. I think I'll be lost without you, you know? Sayori's being really candid. I can't remember when she opened up like this before. Well, I sure hope we're always like this, Sayori. But I don't think I can make any promises. But if I can, I'll definitely be there for you. I mean, you aren't likely to change, right? I'll definitely need you to take care of you. Sayori smiles. Me too, Midas. I'm so happy. He seems to like that answer. We should head back. Monika will start to wonder where we are after being gone for so long. I wouldn't want her to worry. Well, she might be worried after she sees her forehead. Here, let me help you up. I helped Sayori to her feet slowly, then checked the spot where she banged her head. I think the drink helped stop swelling so much. Still red though. I'll try to hide it with my bangs. I mean, I think she doesn't need to try. With that, we head back to the club room. Sayori fiddles with her bangs and tries to hide her wound without much success. There you two are. I was beginning to worry. We're just about to start sharing poems and... Sayori, your head! She noticed. Sayori got into a fight with Sayori got into a fight with the shelf. The shelf won and knocked me down. Well, I can see that. But Midas got me a cold drink, so everything turned out fine. Well, I do what I can. Well, I'm glad he was with you. Did you manage to get the art supplies? Oh my gosh! In all the confusion, I forgot to grab them! Don't worry. I grabbed the crayons before we left and even found some poster board. Oh, Midas. What would I ever do without you? Before I can say anything, Sayori bear hugs me, crushing my poor ribs for the second time of the day. Sayori! Help! Anyone! Backing out now! She releases me and I quickly get reacquainted with oxygen. Good job, Midas. Sayori and I can get started on the posters tonight then. Alright. Okay everyone, why don't we get our poems out and begin reading them? That's my cue to go get my poem. Hopefully it's better than yesterday's. Wow, Midas. Your poems are like some kind of a mystery grab bag. I never know what I'm gonna get, because it's just 20 random picked words. Well, presumably random. And most of them are targeted to Sayori. So it isn't very good then? I didn't say that. So what are you saying then? Well, I have to admit I get a bit of enjoyment out of watching Sayori struggle to avoid saying what she's thinking. Ah! Oh no. We'll regret this in the future now, won't we? Well, it just appears to me that you haven't found out what you enjoy writing about. I see. What kind of things do you enjoy writing about? Well, I like writing about happy things. Big surprise there. What a shocker. But sometimes I write about sad things too. Really? I never would have expected that from you, Sayori. Well, I always try to stay happy. But sometimes I get little rainclouds. But it's okay. Because if I write about them, sometimes those rainclouds turn into rainbows. That's a strange, but sensible analogy. In all the years I've known Sayori, I never would have expected her to say something like that. Well, maybe next time I'll try writing a happy poem, so I'll know you like it. Ooh! You'll write a poem just for me? That's so sweet. Yeah, well, I guess I can do my part to keep the rain clouds away. Trust me, MC. You're gonna need a lot. You're gonna do a lot. Anyway, Midas, why don't you take a look at my poem? I checked the Dear Sunshine poem and all I can say is I was pretty stupid for saying it changed. Okay, this one didn't change either. Oh! Wait. Huh. I used to scroll here. Huh. I guess you learn something every day. You learn something new every day, I guess. That's pretty neat. Wow, Sayori. This is your poem? I would never have guessed that this would come out from you. I told you I would write the best poem ever. It's really deep. Monika's been teaching me. I found this helps me get in touch with my feelings. Really? I didn't even know that was a problem for you, Say. Oh god, this is making me... This is making me kind of uncomfortable. You're always so cheerful. Though sometimes it can be hard. But I found that writing about my feelings helps me express them better. That's part of the reason I enjoy coming to the literature club so much. Besides all my friends, of course. Wow. Well, I think I may have learned something about you, Sayori. It's like Yuri said, sharing poetry is an intimate experience. I really enjoyed being intimate with you, Midas. Sayori! Don't say that so loud. They might misinterpret it. Oh man, I think I may be blushing. Wow, Sayori. This one's a bit more complex than yesterday's. I wanted to branch out some. Yeah. So do you really feel this way, Sayori? Huh? What do you mean, Natsuki? Well, this poem is about making other people happy. At the expense of your own happiness. Well, I'm glad she catched up on that pretty quickly. You don't feel that way, do you? I mean, you're so peppy. I don't figure you'd ever run out of happiness. Oh well, making other people happy is the most important thing to me. I guess that's why I was born, to be the sunshine in everyone else's lives. Well, that's great and all. What about the sunshine in your life? Well, if other people are happy, that makes me happy. In a sense, I'm bringing myself sunshine by bringing everyone else sunshine. Well, I guess that's alright. But just make sure to focus on yourself some. Hey, maybe you could talk to Mr. Sunshine from your poem yesterday. Natsuki, stop it. Alright, take a look at my poem. Still something about Amy. Ew! Spiders! I guess Sayori isn't like Amy, huh? No! I hate spiders! I picked up on that. But would you hate someone like Amy? Well, no, I suppose not. Just because she likes something weird and gross doesn't mean she's a bad person. Exactly! I like the fact that she shook a bit. Ah! Oh, I'm sorry about that, Sayori. I just get like really passionate about this. Everybody's so quick to judge based on hobbies. People think you're weird just because you like something unusual. Well, that isn't fair. See, Amy here, she's a really awesome person. She's nice. She's got a lot of real neat talents. She'd be anyone's friend. So it isn't fair for people to judge her just because she likes manga. This is pretty much why... Well, it's a part of the reason why I like Natsuki a lot, because I kind of relate to her. Spiders. Right, spiders. She slipped about the manga. I think you and Amy sound alike, Natsuki. Well, I can't share my hobby with a lot of people. It's frustrating sometimes. But I found out yesterday that Midas likes manga too. Yeah, I noticed you two are reading some earlier. Yeah. Wait. Did Natsuki just zoomed out? And Sayori zoomed in during Natsuki's line? I don't know. Actually, yeah. He did. I don't think she's that into my series, but he's starting to get to the good parts. I'll make a Parfait fan out of him yet. Well, I'm glad you two are getting along. Yeah, it's great. I didn't know rather, what to think of him at first, but I really got to thank you for bringing him over. Yeah, you're welcome. And shards all over the floor. I must say, Sayori, you are quite full of surprises. Really? I always thought of myself as pretty upfront. Well, if this poem is indeed about you, I believe I may have just gotten a peek into your soul, Sayori. And considering Yuri said that, there's no questioning that. Really? What does my soul even look like? Oh, Sayori. I've gotten a look into the deeper side of you. We've known each other for some time now, but our interactions have been mostly superficial thus far. But here, through your poetry, you've shown me something of yourself that you might not have shown anyone else before. I'm quite honored, really. Well, I guess it is kind of a look into my mind, isn't it? Indeed. I admit I was hesitant. of this exercise at first. As I said, sharing poetry can be a highly intimate experience. But I feel I may be a bit closer to all of you since we started doing this. Wow, Yuri! I've always wanted to be better friends with you. And now that you shared poetry, we're better friends than we were before. Really? Well, I didn't know you felt that way, Sayori. Well, of course! You're a really awesome person, Yuri. You're so smart and well-spoken and pretty. Why wouldn't I want to be friends with you? Oh, Sayori, you flatter me. Besides, you can't really say we're closer friends because of our shared poetry just yet, since I haven't shared mine. Here, Sayori, it's only fair for you to have a look at my soul as well. Very, very poetic of Yuri rather to say that, considering that the raccoon, and subsequent poems for that matter, are very revealing about Yuri. Ooh, it has a raccoon! I love raccoons! That's what you got out of my poem? I love their bushy tails and the black fur. Makes it all like they're wearing masks. They're all so cute. Right. You do know this isn't about an actual raccoon, Sayori. I know. The raccoon represents something like the balls and my poem stand for something else. I just can't quite figure out what the raccoon is supposed to be. The raccoon represents something that others would consider unusual. This is supported by my use of the word unordinary. The speaker in this poem has begun to entertain this usual thing, be it a hobby or an action. So what's your raccoon, Yuri? Yikes, she struck too deep, all too quick. What is it about you that you think is unusual? Sayori, I don't know if I'm quite comfortable to share that yet. Why? I promise I won't judge you for it. Sayori, oh, she will tell her. Alright, I'll tell you, but not today. Aww. Well, right now all I can think of is Yuri and Sayori in a mall, or in a park, or the library, talking about something. I need to work up on sharing that part of me. Okay, Yuri. You can tell me more about it when you're ready. Thank you, Sayori. Well, Sayori, I think this might just be your best poem yet. Really? Oh, wow! That means so much to me, Monika. Well, I wouldn't say it if it weren't true. You really improved since we started working on poetry together. I've really enjoyed watching your progress. Thanks! So can you tell me more about this poem? Well, for one, it isn't really about bottles. I picked up on that. I guess it's about making other people happy. Other people's happiness is important to me, so I guess that kind of came out of my poem. Well, that's the part that interests me. Like Yuri said the other day, writing poetry is highly personal. You tend to reveal bits of yourself when you're writing. And some of the language in this poem, pop off my scalp, scraping and scraping, shards all over the floor. It sounds a bit violent, wouldn't you say? Combine this with how you use amends and locked door. I feel like I'm seeing a part of you that I haven't seen before, Sayori. And frankly, I'm a little worried. Rightfully so. You don't need to worry about all of that. I'm just inserting myself into the poem. You're making her more worried. You know, imagining what it might be like. Like you were telling Midas the other day. Well, if you say so. But you'll tell me if there's anything wrong, or if there's anything bothering you. Won't you, Sayori? Of course. Alright. Anyway, here's my poem. You know, I mean, her poems can work even if she's sentient or not, but the fact that she does, or rather the devs used this, I actually don't know the devs of Another Moment with You. Do tell me if you guys know. Actually. Ooh. I don't get it. That's alright, Sayori. This one was kind of experimental. Remember when I said that poetry can reveal about the speaker? Well, this one is kind of stream of consciousness. What do you mean by that, Monika? Well, if you must know, I was in a bit of a bad spot last night. What? It's nothing serious, is it? Not life-threatening or anything, just... Well, anyway, is it connected to the call because I'm really getting creeped out right now? Like I'm starting to feel goosebumps. I was pretty frustrated, and so I wrote out my frustrations into a poem. Yeah, the way you talk in this poem, kind of loud. That was my intention. By using such loud language, I was attempting to share my frustrations with the reader. Also, the chaotic way the words are placed convey a sense of unease, like a lack of balance. Sort of like how things are going for me right now. Sorry things are so bad right now, Monika. I wouldn't say they are bad, per se, just in flux. Hey! Do you know what we need? A girls' weekend! Girls' weekend? Yeah! You have the festival on Monday, right? Why not we all get together at your house this weekend to prepare for it? That way we can help each other out with our projects. And it'll be a great way to hang out and get to know each other better. Sayori. That sounds like a fantastic idea! Yes! So MC doesn't need to choose which one of the 4 girls he wants to be with. Because we're gonna be... We're gonna be in a girls' weekend. And I hope that none of them find it awkward. I mean, I've been here for a week. Of course they won't find it awkward. Right? I would love to spend my weekend with all of you. I think it would do me some good at least. Yay! But if it's a girls' weekend, just like I said, what about Midas? Ooh! Well, he can be an he can be an honorary girl. Okay, everyone. Now that we're all done with our poems, I need everyone to come up to the front of the room to discuss something. Great. I know what's coming. This is about the festival now, isn't it? Well, yes, it is. Okay. Well, I'll tell you right now. I don't think I'll have time to put anything together. If we do, it'll be a slapdash and poorly done. Nobody will want to join if we put on something crappy together, so we probably shouldn't do anything. Natsuki's right. Our rush display would reflect poorly on the club. Perhaps we should withhold our efforts for now and plan for a later event. Oh, don't worry guys, we have a plan. And the best part is, it won't require a huge amount of setup. We just need a few decorations, some snacks, and ourselves. We're going to have a public poetry reading. Public? As in, reading in front of people? Of course! We've been having so much fun writing our own poems in the club. I thought it would be fun to show them off to everyone. When everyone else sees us getting into poetry, it'll help ease some of the stigma associated with something called the literature club. And the best part is, we'll invite other people to come up and recite their own poems. Sayori's been making posters with the information so people can prepare their poems ahead of time. Sayori proudly holds up one of her posters. Sure enough, it announces a poetry reading and invites everyone to come with their poetry prepared. There's even a picture of all the 4 girls on the poster. Did you already put those up? Well, yeah. Just a few in the front hall, the rest will go up tonight. Oh my. Monika, I am not writing poetry in front of strangers. Or reading poetry rather. Huh? I thought that with all the reading we've been doing here, you'd be more comfortable with the idea. Well, I'm not. I mean, I've gotten to the point where I could share with you guys. But absolute strangers? No way. I'm not showing them this side of myself. Okay. Natsuki has said her piece. Breathe. I think Yuri's position is quite clear. Okay then, what about you, Midas? The look on Monika's eyes screams, "Help me!" I do my best. Well, I don't know if my poetry skills will actually come and help bring in new members, but I'd be willing to try. Monika looks me straight in the eye. The sides of her mouth curve upwards ever so slightly, a secret smile that says thank you. Well, if the new guy says he'll do it, I guess I could help out with the snacks. But I'm still not interested in reading poetry in front of people. Well, I suppose I could prepare some of the decorations you mentioned. But I think it would be obscene to share such an intimate part of myself with absolute strangers. Guys, I think we should all be on board with this. No, Sayori, I'm the club president. I was so focused on the activity that I didn't stop to fully take all of your positions into account. I should have remembered how hesitant you were to share poems in just this group. As your president, I should have taken your feelings into account, and for that, I'm truly sorry. But please, give me the opportunity to give my case for this. I love literature, in all its forms, and I know you all do as well. Or, wait, I know you do as well, or else you wouldn't be here. Okay, I read that right, sorry. I think my greatest desire to share that love with others. Well, my greatest desire is to share what I love with you guys. Now that's the description of the channel. Just saying. So I relate with Monika in that sense. Love is something that multiplies as you share it. So I want to find a way to share our love of literature with as many people as possible. So many people hear the words literature club and assume this is just some stuffy, overwrought group. But I've worked hard to make this place as inviting as possible, wouldn't you all agree? With their expressions haven't changed, both Yuri and Natsuki nod in agreement. I've noticed that this club seems to be a safe place for both of them. They're both free to be themselves within the confines of this classroom. Monika's right. I wasn't a big fan of books and poems and everything when I volunteered to join. I think we can all agree that I'm probably the least well-read of all of you. At least until a few days ago. But through this club, I found a new appreciation for the written word. I feel like my horizons have been expanded. And through writing poetry, I've even come to understand myself a bit better. Gosh, she almost sounds like Yuri! Both Natsuki and Yuri seem to contemplate those words. Well, you both put up a good argument. I suppose I could get up there and recite a poem or two. Well, I suppose I could. If I worked up to it. I'd like to recite some poetry here with all of you, if you don't mind. That sounds like a great idea, Yuri. Let's all take a moment to recite that poem right here. After all, if we can do it in front of each other, we can do it in front of a group of strangers, right? So we each recite the poems in front of the class one by one. Monika went first. Her poem delivery was powerful and inspiring, as you would expect from the president. When she spoke, I felt like everyone in the room wanted to follow her example. It was like the tension in the room subsided a little, and we were all a bit braver for it. Yuri went next. While she usually timid and introverted, her poem delivery was powerful and confident. She almost sounded like a different person. I went ahead and went next. I didn't have another poem for my own to recite, so I borrowed one of— oh! Okay, that's new. I did alright, I suppose. Nobody ran screaming anyway. I suppose my performance would be most like a stranger who isn't used to doing this, so it was good practice for them to hear. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. Natsuki was the most reluctant, but she didn't want to go last. Her Sayori had a certain quality to it that was hard to deny. After some thought, she said she might be more comfortable performing for strangers than her friends, since she could show any face she wanted. She's complicated. I wonder if I'll ever see what Natsuki is really like behind all of those barriers she has to put up. Or she has put up rather, since she has put up. But most surprising to me was Sayori. I expected her poem to be aimless and sing-song, but instead it was something serene and bittersweet. If I had read it on a piece of paper, I would never have guessed that Sayori composed it. It reminded me of the poem she recited in the hallway when we were looking for art supplies. As she read it, I wondered if I was perhaps seeing a different part of Sayori's soul that I haven't seen before. Was there more to Sayori than I had given her credit for? Eventually, the poem reading was over. Alright guys, I really want to thank you all for doing this. I know this is a bit out of your comfort zones, but I really think this will help our little club expand. And now you all have an idea of what it's like, so you can prepare accordingly. Make sure to pick a poem and get enough practice for the festival, okay? Sayori will be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Jeez, I should probably find some other poem to recite instead. That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy, and there's her signature lean. Yeah, no problem. Okay everyone, I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish preparing tomorrow, or planning rather, and then we can get together over the weekend to prepare. Thank goodness, this'll be fun. Monday's the big day. I can't wait. I can do this. I can do this. Alright. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monika, but I'll do my best to get through it. If it's for the sake of the club, and you know, impressing the girls, then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori? Yep. Look at you two, always going home together like that. Keep it up and people might talk. It's kind of adorable now, isn't it? Jeez guys, don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be really nice though, having someone by your side. Well, how am I supposed to respond to all of this? It's okay, Midas, you don't have to say. Oh my god, they're more sus than ever now. Whatever, let's just go already. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today Sayori's being a little more quieter than usual on the way home. Hey Sayori. Sorry, I was spacing out. No wonder. I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to... Sayori fumbles with her words. So let's just say, one day, Yuri, Natsuki, or Monika ask you to walk home with you. Huh? What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're kinda putting me on the spot here. Sayori, you really think I would ditch you for one of the others? Huh? But I already see them in the club every day. Besides, you always seem to really like going home together. I wouldn't just ruin that for you. You're so silly, Midas. You think about me too much sometimes, and you, miss, think about yourself too less. Little to none. Exactly. Sayori, I've already made up my mind. I can't really figure you out sometimes. Sorry. Besides, what's the point in speculating some things that's never going to happen? The conversation trails off. It's kind of a weird thing for Sayori to care so much about. but I want to respect her and keep her happy too. Well, another day down. Time for some anime. I like to unwind after school with an anime episode or two before I start my homework. The literature club is always great, but sometimes a guy just needs or wants a little time to himself. And I'm really excited about today. My new box set of what? My new box set should have arrived. I've been watching this series about a young sorceress and her dim swordsman companion that travel the land battling demons and mercenaries. Huh. What anime is that? Huh. What did it say? Young sorceress and her dim swordsman companion. Dim swordsman companion. Traveling the land battling demons and mercenaries. I have no idea. I hurry up to my door expecting to see that beautiful package on my doorstep. Ah, crud! No package, instead there's something small. Huh. A small blue note. Package recipient not available. Oh no! So much for downtime. Now I need to head over to the post office to get my new box set. I wonder if sorceresses and swordsmen never have to deal with that crap. All goes well at the post office. I show them the note, they bring me the box, simple as that. I'm ready to head home, ready for some spell slinging action. And I turn to the corner and run into... Oh! Now, this art style I've never really seen before. And is it just me or... Huh. Is the art really like this? Like, I didn't adjust the window or anything. Monika! There she was with an open envelope and a letter in her hand. I didn't expect to see her, so I accidentally said her name without thinking. It might have been my imagination, but for a moment before I said her name, her face was downcast. Why is she sad? But the sound of her name caused her to look up. As soon as she saw me, her face brightened up and a smile spread across her face. Huh. Wait, let me just... I think the picture was wrongly cropped. Anyway, it was good art. Hey Midas, what are you up to here? I try to play it cool, self-consciously hiding my anime box set with my arm. There was a problem with the delivery, so I had to come and pick up a package. What brings you here? What's so weird about anime and manga? Just asking. Just picking up a letter. Like of the handwritten type? That's a bit old-fashioned, isn't it? Who are you getting letters from in this day and age? Some kind of pen pal? Something like that. I can't help but feel that she's dodging the question. Besides, I'm the president of the literature club. Doesn't it make much more sense for me to be writing an actual letter? I guess. But if I wanted to write someone, I'd just send an email. Or go on Discord. If you guys like to chat, my Discord's down below. It's so much easier, I suppose, but there's more to it than just that. Did you know that humans love nothing more than the sound of their own name? That's an easy thing to share in person, but if someone is far away, it's a bit more difficult. Sure, you can call them, or talk to them on the computer, but there's still that distant element. They aren't there, so the sound you get is some sort of echo. So writing a letter is really the next best thing to hearing someone you love say your name. Ooh, someone you love, you say. They took the time to sit down and write it just for you. The tip of their pen has drawn out the letters of your name. It doesn't really matter what is in that letter. It could be happy, it could be sad, but it was handwritten just for you, by someone who thought of you. I guess I never thought of it that way. Handwritten letters will never go out of style. I agree, Monika. That's a pretty deep analysis, Monika. Tell me, what do you think about letter writing when you formed the literature club? Well, not that specifically, but I suppose it was at the back of my mind. I love literature, but I'm also a little afraid that cell phones and emails might be... Oh wait, with cell phones and emails we might be in danger of losing the art of written word. So I guess I just want to do my part to help preserve it. Guess I can't argue with that. Well, Monika, you convinced me to head home and write tonight's poem right away. Glad to hear it, Midas. I can't wait to hear it tomorrow. See you then. And with that, she turns around and heads for the door. Monika really has the ability to inspire people. You can't help but jump right into whatever she asks you to. I guess that's why she is president. Oh, by the way, Midas. The Chimera Swordsman was always my favorite in this particular series. Oh no. She knows. How did she know?